Sometimes you find the news, and sometimes the news finds you.
All stations can keep up. At Adaba FM, we'll not only give you news at the speed of nanosecond, but we'll also break it down with up-to-date analysis, informed opinions, and distinct professionalism. That's why you love us. Adaba 88.9 FM, your go-to station.
The time is 3 o'clock. Good afternoon. I am Olabisi Olani Oluwasegun with Adaba News at 3 in the news. U.S. government to fight malaria in Nigeria with over $60 million. Village chiefs in police custody over a Gueben train station attack. NSCDC offers automatic employment to families of fallen personnel.
This is the news.
The United States has disclosed plans to spend $68 million to fight malaria in Nigeria by providing funds for monitoring activities that would eradicate the menace. A document released in Washington, D.C. said the money would be spent under the Presidential Malaria Initiative. The funding will support monitoring insecticide-resistant testing in all 11 PMI-focused states and 5 non-PMI-focused states. The beneficiary states include Enugu, Kaduna, Abia, Ekiti, Kogi, and Kebbi. The vice presidential candidate of APC, Kashim Shettima, has assured Nigerians that his principal, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, will run an inclusive government if elected. He gave the assurance after paying homage to the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, at his palace in Sokoto. Senator Kashim Shettima says he is in Sokoto on behalf of the principal and presidential candidate of APC, Bola Tinubu, to solicit the prayers of the Sultan for peaceful conduct of general election, as well as to pay homage to the monarch.
I'm here essentially to pay my respect on behalf of my principal, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and solicit for the Sultan's prayers for a peaceful conduct of the 2023 presidential and other elections, because what binds us together supersedes whatever that divides us. We are one nation tied to a common destiny. Our victory, by the grace of God, is not a subject of dispute but a question of time. But be rest assured that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is a bridge builder, is a nation builder. By God's grace, he will form a government of national unity that will be all-inclusive. Every segment of our society will have a sense of belonging in the new dispensation.
APC Vice Presidential candidate Kashim Shettima speaking. Motorists and Okada riders in Ado-Ekiti have staged a peaceful protest over the hike in petrol price. Black marketers were selling between the rate of 1,000 naira per litre and 6,000 naira for 5 litres. The protesters condemned petrol stations in Ado-Ekiti for selling to black marketers rather than motorists.
The way the black marketers are doing is not good. They are extorting us. They are giving us problems. You can see them. They are the architects of this problem. See the way they are doing things. See petrol. Our government should do something about this thing.
Earlier, Ekiti State Government set up Petroleum Task Force Committee led by Mr. Israel Adeshokon to look into the scarcity of fuel in the state. While commenting on the development, Mr. Adeshokon said government is working with oil marketers in the state in order to find a solution to the lingering fuel scarcity. He said that government will sanction filling stations selling to black marketers.
We will do our best. By the special grace of God, we have been doing it. But in another 30-15 minutes, you start hearing different stories in the town. Yesterday, we had meeting with dealers who are in charge of petrol in Ekiti State. And we both agreed that they should be selling at 300 naira per litre. The major reason why you see this black marketer taking over almost everywhere in this town is because there is no agreement between the petroleum dealers and the security agency. I had meeting with security agencies yesterday that whoever they arrest in the town selling black market to people. They should prosecute them and charge them to court. Any filling station now, they know it's a law now that if you sell fuel inside your can, you'll be charged 150,000 and you pay the money into government account. We are going now to ensure that is total compliance on this directive.
Mr. Adeshokon speaking there. The Lagos State government has declared work-free days for public servants in the state to collect their permanent voter cards, PVC. This is contained in a circular issued by the Lagos State Head of Service, Hakeem Muri-Okwonla. He said several cadres of public servants have been scheduled to pick their PVCs on designated days. The HOS said, consequently, accounting officers and all public servants are to ensure compliance while giving this circular the service-wide publicity it deserves. And now authorities in Edo State said 2 village chiefs have been arrested in connection with the January 7th train attack, which resulted in the kidnap of 20 passengers at Igweben train station. The State Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Chris Nehikari, stated that 7 other suspects had also been arrested in connection with the incident, adding that 2 remaining passengers in captivity had also been rescued by security agents. However, the House of Representatives resolved to observe a minute of silence in honor of a police officer, DSP Michael Adams, who died in an operation to rescue President of the Customary Court, Mrs. Precious Aingbonog, from our abductors in Edo State. The House also urged the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to deploy more mobile police personnel in Edo Central Senatorial District of Edo State. It implored the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, and the IGP to set up an army barracks and a police mobile force base, respectively, within the district. You're on to Adaba News at 3 from Adaba 88.9 FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramoki. After the break, NSCDC offers automatic employment to families of fallen personnel. Details in the second part of the bulletin. Please join us again.
The news on Adaba 88.9 FM.
Thank you for staying tuned. For news update and live streaming, visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/Adaba FM 88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba 889 FM on Instagram and Twitter, and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can also provide us information via email, newsroom@adaba889.fm. And now to the rest of the news. The Nigerian Mining Cadastre Office said it generated 14.59 billion naira from 2018 to 2022. The Director General of the agency, Obadiah Nkom, disclosed this to journalists at the 63rd session of the State House ministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team at the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. He said that in 2018, 2019, and 2020, the agency generated 1.55 billion naira, 2.38 billion naira, and 2.57 billion naira, respectively. However, between 2021 and 2022, its revenue fell from 4.3 billion naira to 3.79 billion naira, respectively. The Director General explained that the revenue drop was due to changes in its internal operating system, which temporarily affected revenue inflow. According to Nkom, 100% of the office's revenues are sent to the Treasury's single account of the federal government. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has offered automatic employment to families of 7 of its personnel that were killed by bandits in Kaduna State. The 7 NSCDC personnel were killed during an ambush by bandits at a mining site in Kuriga village, Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna. The bandits also killed scores of other security agents during the attack. The Commandant General of NSCDC, Ahmed Audi, described their death as a colossal loss to the Corps, their families, and the country in general. The NSCDC Commandant also presented checks to the families of the victims as well as announce the immediate employment of spouses and relatives of the 7 victims into the Corps as a mark of compensation for their families. And out of sports, Nigerian midfielder John Ogo is confident Napoli-informed forward Victor Osimhen will step into the shoes of legendary striker Rashidi Yekini if he continues his goal-scoring form. The 34-year-old, who plays a straight in Israel's Liga, Lumetz League with Maccabi Jaffa, says Osimhen's passion for football and hunger for goals and success will spur him onto greater performances for the national team. Osimhen, a Golden Boot winner at the 2015 Under-17 World Cup, which Nigeria won, made his senior international debut in June 2017 and has scored 15 goals with 8 assists in 23 appearances. Yekini is Nigeria's all-time top goal scorer with 37 goals and represented the nation in 7 major tournaments, including 2 World Cups where he scored the country's first ever goal in the competition. He was also named the African Footballer of the Year 1993. And now to end up our news at 3, a recap of our top stories. The United States has disclosed plans to spend $68 million to fight malaria in Nigeria by providing funds for monitoring activities that would eradicate the menace. Authorities in Edo State say 2 village heads have been arrested in connection with the January 7th train attack, which resulted in the kidnap of 20 passengers at the Gwembent train station. And finally, we told you that the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has offered automatic employment to families of 7 of its personnel that were killed by bandits in Kaduna State. That's Adaba News at 3. It was edited by Patience Ibe. I'm Olabisi Olani Yoluwasegun. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.